Well, folks, it's finally coming to an end. The fucking general election. You know, it's funny. In America, it goes on for about 18 months. I don't know why exactly, but out here, the fuckers start campaigning like a year before the fucking election, and they do 6 months of shit before that. It's quite bizarre. Back home, we've got that sort of 6 weeks, which works out nicely, I think. I think that's a nice happy medium. You don't want it too short, and you don't want it too long. The good news is, Labour are fucked. Unless they cheat, which is possible because the postal vote scandal. There's simply going on Google and typing in Labour cheats the postal vote. There's just replete with stories about it because there's been so much of it going on, especially the students voting twice and then going online to brag about it. Like it's not a secret. So unless there's cheating to the like of which we've never seen before. I think Labour are fucked. They've been consistently behind in the polls by about 10 points for the last 3 months. Ever since Boris took over, really. So I think they've got no fucking chance. Which means good news, because the whole of the country won't look like fucking Middlesbrough in 2 years' time. The manifesto tracker here on the Telegraph's fantastic. And I think I can tell you why they're going to lose in 2 very simple ways. First of all, the first page of the Labour manifesto is fucking cancer. Just starting on the environment, right? Just starting on the environment. If you compare the Conservatives, it's at least logical. It's a common sense. Keep things the way they are, hence the name Conservative. They're not called squander cunts. They're called Conservative. Keep things the way they are, make incremental changes going forwards. So you click on this, the manifesto's comparison. It says environment. Conservatives have pledged $4 billion for flood defences, $9.2 billion for energy efficient measures, export of plastic to non-OECD countries banned, ban on gas boilers in new homes from next year, 2 million new green jobs in the next decade, and net zero carbon emissions by 2050. A nice, slow, steady approach. Click on Labour. $250 billion Green Transformation Fund. Like, just boom. Like, this here is logical, common sense, measured approach. Slow and steady wins the race. Let's do something we can A, afford, and B, actually look something akin to a plan. Labour's just, fuck it, 250 billion quid. Where are they going to get 250 billion quid from? 250 billion quid. Like, that's not a small amount of money. The UK military budget is only 56.1 billion. That's dollars per year. And they just go, bam, 250 billion, that'll sort out. So what, 5 times our military budget? Boom. Yep, environment. There's the environment sorted. Fucking unbelievable. Like, I know Diane Abbott's famously shit at maths, but you have to be a raving fucking lunatic to even consider these proposals. They spend like a drunk sailor on shore leave in fucking Las Vegas. Beyond a joke. So they're just fucking crazy. You don't even need to go any further. You don't need to go through the rest of it, you know, work and pensions, education, health and social care, because we're already bankrupt on the first fucking page. Again, it's the same here. Look, there's health. The Tories have said 50,000 extra nurses to be recruited, 50 million extra appointments a year, 34 billion, that's a lot of money. Extra funding per year, 40 new hospitals, quite a lot of spending there. We'll have to put some effort in. Labour. Spending's going to rise by at least 4% a year. All privatisation's going to be reversed. Moratorium on bed cuts. 1.6 billion a year for mental health. $1 billion for public health. State-controlled generic drug companies going to produce everything. I don't know what the copyright fuckers will have to say about that. I'm not certain you can just get any drug you want from America and make the fucker yourself. And then free. Everything's free. They're free of brain cells if they think any of that shit can work. So there's one reason why they're going to get fucking hammered. Because they're economically illiterate. Nothing they say makes any fucking sense. And even a 12-year-old with a calculator can figure out that when your GDP's only about $1 trillion a year, you can't just throw fucking hundreds of billions of pounds around willy-nilly like a coked up city banker on his stag do. It's fucking lunacy. And the second reason they're going to get twatted is not to do with money. It's to do with being pig ignorant, bourgeois, upper crust, champagne socialist fuckwits that didn't take any notice of the fact that Donald Trump managed to win even though everyone was against him, because those dopey twats honestly think that the general public, the working classes, give a shit what famous people have to say about anything.
This country will...
Yeah, remember this ad? Remember this one? That had the exact opposite effect.
On Tuesday, November 8th, this country will make one of the most important
decisions in its history.
And the only way we can prove that to you is by having lots of famous people.
Lots of famous people.
Lots and lots of famous people.
Just a ton of famous people.
Yeah, that worked out well for you, didn't it? Fucking worked out great. Just a shit ton of famous people. Yeah, cheers then. Fuck off. And that's what Labour have done this election. We've had Hugh Grant being a twat. We've had Steve Coogan being a twat.
Is more important than any other in living memory.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. They're all more important. Have you noticed? They're always saying that. Oh, this election is the most important one in living memory. If you say it every time we have an election, it sort of loses its appeal. Just like when you say the NHS is going to go away every single election. Just like Tony Blair did. Just like Ed Miliband did. Just like they always do every single election. It's not going anywhere. You might have called people out with it when Tony Blair was campaigning, but people are wise to it now. The Tories have been in charge for 10 years. The NHS is still there. What are they fucking waiting for? You're living in a fantasy land. And if you just go... I literally just went on Twitter and typed in Labour, and that's what you get. You get just bombarded with shit off famous people. Yeah, he's Stephen Coogan. Yeah, he's telling you have to vote Labour. Oh, look, there's Alan Moore. He's telling you have to vote Labour. There's Ricky Tomlinson telling you have to vote Labour. Ricky fucking Tomlinson. Christ on a bike, what's he done lately? So the short version is, they've got no fucking chance. They're economically illiterate. They're in bed with all the social justice fucking warriors who everybody hates. They're anti-Semitic. You've got Nazis fucking advocating for the Labour Party. And they think that famous people are going to win the election for them. Well, it didn't work out very well against Trump, did it? So let's see what happens. They go to the polls tomorrow. I guess we'll find out about it in the States over about, Friday afternoon. Because we stay up all night in England, I'm sure. I think last time they were up counting. And then some of the northern constituencies come in really, really early in the morning. So, but hopefully by the time I get out of bed on Friday, it'll all be over with. But let's see. Let's see who takes the trophy. I'm pretty confident that Boris's amusing, sort of tongue-in-cheek campaigning on Twitter is going to go down a lot better than the endless, unending fucking whinging from all the fear-mongering wankers on the left. But let's see what happens. You can rest safe in the knowledge that either way, if Boris wins, Brexit will finally happen, and our country will still be a democracy, where we actually listen to 17.4 million people that win a referendum handily, and we do what they asked of us. And if they don't, and Corbyn snatches it, well, at least I'll be safe in America, eating burritos, while everybody in England has to start on the pets. And then they'll fucking eat the zoos dry. And we'll see where they go from there. Oh yeah, and remember, vote Conservative. Fucking do it.